Welcome to another episode of Quality Control and Construction. In this channel, we are dealing with anything and everything which is required to get success in the construction. Today also, I'm going to discuss about a very important topics in construction or the quality control, that is freezing and thawing cycle of concrete. Does it affect concrete? Does it affect concrete durability? And what is freezing and thawing cycle and how we can mitigate that one. In this video, I will discuss each and everything about the freezing thawing cycle and the air entering admixture. So stay tuned until then to get the full information. And if you are new on my channel, kindly subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that whenever I upload a new video, you will get immediate notification. So without wasting time, let's jump into the subject, that is freeze-thaw cycle. How does this freeze-thaw cycle damage concrete strength and durability? So first we need to know what is freeze and thaw cycle. See, what is freeze-thaw cycle? It is saying that the freeze-thaw cycle refers to the repeated freezing and thawing of moisture within the pores of concrete. So what is the moisture present inside the concrete? Repeated cycle and freezing thawing that is happening, that called the freezing thaw and thaw cycle, and which can cause significant damage over time. Now, why it is damaging concrete? Because it's a freezing and thawing and repeated cycle, freezing again thawing and again freezing. So whenever this phenomenon is happening inside the concrete, it's damage the concrete. Now here we are getting two terms, one is freezing and one is thawing. So what is that? That we need to know in order to understand freeze-thaw cycle in the concrete. Freezing and thawing refers to the cyclical process. So it's a cyclical process where water within or around a material freeze into ice due to temperature dropping below 0 degrees centigrade and subsequently thaws back into the liquid water as temperature rise above 0 degrees centigrade. So because of the temperature rise and temperature fall, repeatedly cyclically it become ice and again it become water. So this process is called freeze and thaw cycle. Freeze is when it's become ice and thaw when it's become water. So this cyclic process is called freeze thaw cycle. Now inside the concrete also, whatever the pores water is there, in the temperature where the region is below 0 degrees centigrade, so that area, that freeze and thaw cycle is happening because of the water become ice and again ice become the water inside the concrete. Now this phenomenon is called the freeze thaw cycle. Now we need to know why it is important to know how it is happen. Now, next is how it happens. So, when water enters the pores of hardened concrete and temperature drop below freezing, the water expand by approximately 9% and is turned into ice. Now, it is a phenomenon that all we know, that when water turns into the ice, its volume increase, right? So, whatever the water inside the concrete, if it becomes ice, what will happen? Its volume will increase. The expansion of the volume, it creates internal pressure within the concrete. So if the volume is increasing, it creates the pressure, and for that pressure concrete can damage. So this is the freeze-thaw cycle. So what is the effect of freeze-thaw cycle in the concrete? That is, the repeated freeze-thaw process cause micro cracks to form and widen over time. So for this stress generating, the cracks is generating. So again, if there is the crack, what will happen? With the crack, the other chemical like sulfate, chloride, carbon dioxide will penetrate inside the concrete. So if it is penetrated, what will happen? The durability is a concern. So what is durability? What is the factor affecting the durability? And what is the test conducted? I have made a detailed video. Link is there or in the description. Please check. You will get the full information. So what is happening? Over successive cycle, the concrete surface can fall, scale, or crack, ultimately reducing the structural integrity and durability. So these are all damaging the concrete. So if it is damaging the concrete, that means we are not getting the durability and the integrity. So these are the effect of freeze-thaw cycle in the concrete. So what is the condition that can worsen the damage? So high moisture content within the concrete if it is there in the area where the temperature can go down the below 0 degree centigrade, then if it is the water cement ratio is more, then it's become a very severe effect can happen. Then low quality concrete with larger pore structure or improper air entertainment. So if there is a large pores or improper air entertainment, that is also worsen the freeze cycle condition, and it can damage the concrete. And then frequent exposure to freezing and thawing temperature, often seek a colder climate, that is also a problem. So these are the things about the freeze cycle. In the next section we will go and how air interning works. Now that we will understand that the water pores inside the concrete, when it become ice and again it become water, in between this volume increase, the stress generating and cracks generating. So these are the, and what said, the concrete durability and the strength. Now here is how we can mitigate that one. That is why the air entraining admixture is there. So we are introducing that air entraining admixture to be introduced inside the concrete to mitigate the freeze-thaw cycle or arrest the whatever the stress is generating. How, what is the role or how it can work? That chemicals like detergent, resin and synthetic surfactants are added during mixing. These create stable microscopic air voids. So by nature we are adding the air voids inside the concrete. Generally what we are doing, we are removing the air voids by compaction and consolidation. But here when the temperature is can be go below 0 degree, so here we are introducing air inside the concrete in the form of air entraining admixture. These create stable microscopic air voids that remain even after the concrete hardens. So it is there after the hardening also. So what is the function? Then how it can work? That air entering agents reduces the surface tension in the concrete mix, allowing air bubbles to form evenly. These bubbles are distributed throughout the concrete matrix, providing improved durability. So whenever this air bubble is there, whatever the surface tension is creating, these air bubbles act as a barrier. So how we can mix? We can mix this process either in powder or in liquid form depending on the proper project specification. So this air entering admixture can be added in the powder or in the liquid form, that is as per the project specification. But these air bubbles or the air entering admixture, whenever we are using, this can arrest the stress what is generating due to freeze-thaw cycle, or it can reduce the process of freeze-thaw cycle. So that is why this air entraining agent is very much important. The next is benefits of air entrained concrete. What is the benefits? First, air void acts as reservoir for expanding water during freezing, so preventing internal pressure and cracking. So this air voids is act whenever the volume is increasing due to freezing of water, it acts as a reservoir. So what is happening? The pressure and cracking is not generating. Then air entering concrete is easier to handle because air is there, so density and the finish during construction reduces scaling of surface deterioration caused by de-icing, salt and friction cycle. So it is also helpful in that way. Then protect against chemical degradation in environment by with high sulfate concentration. So sulfate is very much harmful for the concrete. If sulfate is penetrating inside the concrete, it can causes serious damage to the concrete. So that is why this air entering agent is reducing the sulfate attacks. But what is sulfate attacks? How this is attacking concrete and what is the damage they make? I have made a detailed video, link is there or in the description. Please check, you will get the full information about the sulfate attack on the concrete. So these are the benefits of air entering concrete. The next is, oh, what is the challenge and limitation for the air entering concrete? So it is the reduction in strength. Why? Why reduction in strength? Because excessive air entrainment can reduces compressive strength as the air bubbles take up volume in the mix. Now, if there is a maximum or the amount is more, what will happen? This will present inside the concrete. So the concrete will not be the homogeneous. Density will be less, strength will be less. Then ideal air contents between range 4 to 6% depending upon the project specification and the application wherever you are using. It is depends, but generally it is coming, it's around 4 to 6%. Then air entrant concrete may require higher water content affecting the water cement ratio. So that is why it is very much important to finalize what will be the air water cement ratio when we are adding air and draining admixture into the concrete. But what is the water cement ratio, what is the factor affecting water cement ratio? I have made a detailed video, link is there or in the description. You will get the full information. Please watch. Then the use of air entraining agents can slightly increase project cost, of course, because it's a special types of admixture, so it has the cost, but the long term benefits often otherwise inexpensive. So if you are not using that, the repair cost will be more. So in that way it can be beneficial. Then required precise measurement to mixing to easier ensure proper air entrant content. So that's the quality control part. You need to mix it properly, whatever the requirement is there. So these are the challenge and the limitations for the air entraining concrete or the Freeze-Thaw cycle. Then what is the testing and the standard? So method of testing air content and relevant standard. So what is the method that we will discuss? That pressure method ASTM C231 measure air voids in fresh concrete by pressurizing a sample. Then volumetric method, that is ASTM C173, determines the air content by displacing water. And microscopic analysis, again it is an ASTM C457, examine hardened concrete under a microscope to access air voids. And then what is the relevant standard? IS 9103 in India, that is the admixture for the solution of concrete admixture. ASTM C260 specification for air entraining admixture. IS 10262 specification for concrete mix design including air entrainment. So these are the standard that we are using in the mixing and the propagation of the Freeze-Thaw cycle. Now, what is the practical application that we need to know where we can use the air entrant concrete or to mitigate the Freeze-Thaw cycle. First, what is the example use? Using in road construction projects in cold regions to prevent the frost damage. So in the cold region, the road construction is there, it is very much useful to prevent the damage due to Freeze-Thaw cycle. Then dams and spillways built with air entrant concrete to resist water pressure and freezing condition. So in the dams and spillway also, where there is a temperatures below, so repeated Freeze-Thaw cycle is happening, then it can damage the concrete. So that area also we are using the air entraining concrete. Then what is the best practice for the air entering concrete or the Freeze-Thaw cycle concrete? Use experienced personnel. That is why it is very much important for the training and competency. So you need to deliver what you need to want to deliver, that you need to communicate to each and everyone in your projects. Then regular testing, it is very much important that without us testing we cannot assess what is the concrete condition, what is the air to compliance. That is very much important, that you need to do the regular maintenance. Then common mistakes to avoid, there is over entering air, that I already discussed, that if the amount of air entering is more, then again the strength and durability is a concern. Then neglecting environment condition that may require adjustment in air conditions. So whenever we are designing, the environment condition is to need to be considered before deciding how much percentage of air to be inside there. So these are all about the Freeze-Thaw cycle and how does the Freeze-Thaw cycle damage concrete, what is the test procedure and everything. I hope you find it useful, and if you find it useful, kindly subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that whenever I upload a new video, you will get immediate notification. So without wasting time, I am waiting for your comments, so that from your comment everybody will be benefited. And if you want to know anything more about quality control and construction, please let me know. I will come with more content like this. And thank you once again for watching me.